welcome to the deep dive. Ever wonder how your apps just, well, work together so smoothly?
Yeah, most of the time anyway.
Right. Today we're cracking open the world of interface testing and software. It sounds technical, maybe, but it's surprisingly crucial.
Absolutely.
We've got some insights here from a source called Understanding Interface Testing, our mission, just to pull out the key ideas, why this stuff matters to anyone using software, without getting lost in the jargon.
Exactly. Think of it like making sure different software bits can actually talk to each other properly. No crossed wires.
Okay, let's unpack that. So, in simple terms, what is interface testing?
At its core, it's really about checking that when two different software systems need to swap information, they do it correctly.
The interface is the connection point, then.
Precisely. Like the specific plug connecting two gadgets.
Yeah.
In software, these are often APIs, application programming interfaces, which are like digital messengers, web services, letting apps chat over the internet. Interface testing just checks if those messages get sent and understood correctly on both sides.
Got it. So, ensuring those digital chats are clear, what actually makes up an interface? What's in it?
Well, it defines the specific language, really. The sets of commands, the kinds of messages, the data attributes, basically the agreed-upon rules so systems can communicate and, share data effectively.
Okay. The source uses an example I thought was helpful, an app taking an XML file in and spitting out a JSON file. How would interface testing work there?
Ah, yeah, that's a good one. What's interesting there is you're focused on the expected formats.
Yeah.
You know exactly what the input XML should look like
Right.
and what the output JSON needs to be. So testing involves creating some sample XMLs, feeding them in, and then checking really carefully if that JSON output matches the specs.
So you're validating the translation, essentially.
Exactly that. Is
Yeah.
the translation accurate?
Makes sense. Now, the source mentioned two main areas. The web server talking to the application server, and the application server talking to the database server. Why focus there?
Well, think about your experience using an app or website. These connections are critical pathways.
Right.
Testing that web-to-app server link, that ensures the site loads for you, handles errors without just, crashing.
Okay, stability.
And the app-to-database link. That's vital for making sure the application can actually save your information reliably and get it back when needed.
So making sure my stuff doesn't disappear.
Pretty much. Because these interfaces are like the glue, testing them properly prevents these bigger cascading failures. It means a more stable, reliable product in your hands. Saves frustration, saves time.
That makes total sense. Catching small communication glitches before they become big headaches for us. What about the different types of interface testing mentioned? Anything key there?
Yeah, briefly. There's workflow testing, which checks if your standard actions, like maybe making a purchase, flow correctly across these different system parts.
Okay, the normal stuff.
Then edge cases, throwing weird data at it, like maybe a date formatted backwards, to see if it breaks or handles it gracefully.
It's a stress testing, almost.
Sort of. And that leads into performance and load testing, really important for interfaces that handle tons of traffic.
Yeah.
Can they keep up?
Right, no slowdowns.
And they also mentioned testing individual systems, just making sure, say, the billing part can still work, even if the inventory system has a temporary hiccup somewhere else. Independent operation.
Gotcha. Okay, one last clarification that seemed important in the source. The difference between interface testing and integration testing. They sound similar?
They are related, which can be confusing, but the key is focus.
Yeah.
Interface testing, like we've been saying, really zooms in on the communication between specific components, the connection points.
Just the talking part.
Right. Integration testing is broader. It looks at how those components, once connected, actually work together as a combined unit. It checks the interfaces and the interaction through those interfaces.
So interface testing is like checking if two people understand the same language. And integration testing is checking if they can actually work together on a task using that language.
That's a great analogy. The source nails it by saying interface testing is really a specific type of integration testing, a very focused type.
Okay, I think I get it. Interface testing is the detailed check on the communication lines. Integration testing is the overall team performance.
You've got it. So wrapping up, interface testing is this really vital process. It ensures smooth, dependable communication between all the different pieces of software, focusing right on those connection points.
And it's all happening under the hood, isn't it? To give us that seamless experience we often just expect.
It really is. Which maybe leads to a final thought for you listening. Next time you use an app or a website that just works, take a second to consider all those unseen conversations happening between its different parts. Interface testing is a huge part of making that complex, hidden communication run smoothly for you.
CTSS.